Greetings and welcome back to the Galley of the Sun. Today another episode in our wide world of food, and we're going to bust out the new charcoal grill again. So today we're making Puerto Rican pork chops. We got a lot to do. We got to make a rub, we got to make a barbecue sauce, we got to get those cooked. Now, man cannot live on Puerto Rican pork chops alone, so I'm also going to make a side dish. The recipe I found was rajas poblanos, but the director thought, you know, Poblanos, they can have a little spice to them. We've been subjecting the kids to a lot of spicy food lately, the grandkids that are here visiting. So she convinced me to do it today with bell peppers. So I have 4 good-sized red bell peppers right here. I'm going to fire up the oven, get it on high broil, and we're going to get those all charred up so we can move on to the next step. So we'll see you after that's done. So we have our red bell peppers already toasted there, broiled under the broiler, because where else would you broil it, into a plastic bag, and it's going to set for about 10 minutes before the director expertly removes the stem, the seeds, and the skin. In the meantime, we're going to get to making the barbecue sauce. So what I need is a cup of 7-Up or Sprite, or something of that ilk. To that, I'm gonna add a cup of ketchup. Now I'm cooking for my grandkids, so I ain't gonna use no regular ketchup. I'm gonna use some Red Duck smoky ketchup. We're pulling out the good stuff. To that, we're gonna add a cup of a sweet red barbecue sauce to our liking. I have some peach bourbon here. Sounds like it'll work. Peach goes with pork. Bourbon goes with everything, especially ice. And then the last 2 constituents, about a half a teaspoon of some liquid smoke and a half teaspoon of ground black pepper. Now I'm going to mix all that up, put it on the stove, bring that to a boil, and then let it simmer for about 10 to 14 minutes. And then that'll be done. Then we'll make the rub and get our pork chops ready. I forgot to say my customary line, as always, weird things are going on at the Oasis. And also, as always, all of the ingredients, their amounts, and the directions are down in the description. So please don't listen to the amounts I say in this video, because I have doubled the side dish recipe. So if I say that and then I get mixed up with the real recipe, you'll just have something maybe crazy. So just go with the recipe that's down there. But watch how I do it. All right. Alrighty, the barbecue sauce is cooling, the peppers have been de-seeded, de-skinned, and de-stemmed. Now let's get our pork chops ready. We're going to make our rub. What I have here is salt, and again, the amounts are in the bottom, oregano, granulated garlic, black pepper, and sage. We're going to get that all mixed up. Now we're going to get our pork chops seasoned on both sides. We'll get them patted dry first, and then clean hand, dirty hand method. Use the clean hand and apply the rub pretty liberally. Now we're going to get started on our side dish. So we're going to get a skillet on medium heat. We're going to get a couple of tablespoons of olive oil in there, and then wait for it to shimmer. All right, the oil is starting to shimmer. Now in goes the onions. Now, full disclosure, the director, as always, helped me prep this, and I told her to dice them. The recipe says do it in strips. It's going to taste the same. It's going to look a little bit different. Do it in strips if you want aesthetics. If you don't care, do either. So in goes our 1 diced sweet onion. We're going to cook that for 3 or 4 minutes until it starts to get translucent. All right, been going about a minute. Now we're going to hit it with our black pepper and our, what the f is this? Chili, and with our chili powder. Now, the recipe says ancho is a good substitute. That's good. You can use regular chili powder. We have some chipotle here to give it some smokiness. Give that a stir and get it mixed up. That immediate change in aroma is just incredible. Now goes in our peppers. You can do a lot of different things here. You can use poblanos as is done traditionally. You can get some jalapenos in there with it to give it a little bit of heat. You want more heat, put some serranos in there. We're going with red bell peppers. All right, now goes in either your crema or, in our case, we're using sour cream. We'll get that all mixed in. Now you want to start adding in some kind of melty cheese. Monterey Jack would be a great choice. Pepper Jack is a good choice. A really, really good choice would be some Chihuahua cheese. Melting cheese, says right there. So we're going to add that in a little bit at a time and get it stirred in. And as soon as it disappears, add some more. If this tastes anywhere near how it smells, we're going to have a winner. And since you really can't smell cheese, and we're adding that, it's got to be. It's got to be. All right, all the cheese is added. It's all melted. I'm going to take this down to the lowest heat. And then we're headed outside to get those pork chops cooked. All right, we'll see how our camera does in this 110-degree heat. So, our coals are ready. We're going to get those put into our grill. Get the grates back on. Okay, get the ash cleaned up, and then we're ready to start grilling. All right, I have my charcoal bed up high. Here we go. All right, so you've got two choices here. If you want pretty pork chops, you're gonna let them go for 5 minutes. So 2.5 minutes on one side, turn them 90 degrees so they get the nice crosshatch. I'm more worried about flavor, right? So they've been cooking about 2.5 minutes. I'm gonna flip them. And then I'm gonna brush that side with annetto infused oil. We made it earlier, you can see the video right here. I apologize for the sweating and the squinting, but I'm staring right into the sun. It's about 110 degrees out here right now. So every 2.5 minutes, I'm going to keep flipping them until they're done and brush them every time with annetto oil. We'll see you inside before my camera overheats. Or me. All right, it's time for the moment of truth. And comes my taste tester, my grandson Ryland. Oh, my granddaughter Bellotta's coming too. We're all going to stare at the camera. And then we'll stare at the food. And then we'll stare at the camera, and we'll stare at the food. Taste testers, your food is there. First of all, the peppers by Ryland.
It's good. It's not spicy at all.
Uh-huh. Is it cheesy enough for you?
Yes.
Okay. It's cheesy, it's not spicy, it's good. There we go. Bologna, pork chop, what do you think?
It's really chewy, but I still like it and like the texture.
She likes the texture, she likes the flavor. There we go. So,
And the seasoning.
and the seasoning. Winner, winner, pork chop dinner. Hey, thank you so much for joining us today. Please leave a comment. Let us know, what is your favorite Puerto Rican dish? What is your favorite Mexican side dish? Because that's what we did today. Where are you watching from? What is your dog's name? What's wrong with your left toe? Whatever, just leave us a comment. Hey, thank you so much for joining us. Until we see you next time, fair winds and following seas.